Instagram, Facebook, not TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. Hope you're well. Today I just wanted to speak to something that I was thinking about a lot lately from a Tony Robbins training, the statement. And if you guys are here, by the way, also drop the country that you're from or wherever you are in the world, even if you're at home. The statement that you'll never outperform your own belief. And that really dug deep. That really made me think and feel a lot. Kind of look a little bit like it's Halloween with the lighting at the moment, but we'll sort it out. When there's two phones, you sort of make do and you wear glasses. So you will never outperform your own belief. And for me, that was incredible. I thought, I don't have any issues. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with my belief. But when I looked into it, I actually realized that I actually had a hell of a few beliefs which weren't actually serving me. So that meant that I wouldn't actually be doing certain things. So 3 things that I hear often are time, money, and dreams and freedom. Things that, are pretty relevant right now. So I hope, not speaking to everyone, obviously, some people are all good with that, but I feel like it's relevant enough that it's just worth my sort of opinion, and then I'd love to hear your opinion. So here we go, time. So if you ask me about time, people say to me, there's a lot of things I have to do. I don't have enough time to do those things. And basically meaning I'm not going to do certain things because I don't have the time. And for me, I would absolutely 100% agree that there are times I felt I don't have time. Like I remember when I first started social media, I would spend, a couple of hours probably thinking about what to post. I could spend a couple of hours thinking about what to post. And looking back, it's incredible because obviously with a lot of practice and, a lot of time spent, I actually have now, I've got 2 Instagram accounts that I regularly post on. Two TikTok accounts, 1 Instagram, and I've got YouTube, another podcast channel. I don't really sort of podcast on there, but upload things and many more. And that basically came about because I changed how I felt about it. I thought and felt that it wasn't possible before because, hey, who can do that? Who can post that many times and that, across every platform? And when I changed that thinking, what I found was that, okay, I eventually could post on 3 platforms a day without, spending half my life doing it. And then eventually I could post on all platforms because my belief changed. It wasn't just because I tried harder, but my belief around the time changed. So if I was given an hour, I would just do it instead of worrying about or thinking about it. So it took time, and I feel like there's a lot of faith that goes into belief and things like that. So what I would humbly suggest, is that if there's something that, obviously if you say, I don't have time to, very, very common. I don't have time to build a side business or side income. Maybe look at what you're currently doing and see what you can reduce to accommodate that. Or if I don't have time to learn a language or learn to cook or, visit my parents or, learn a new skill or find a full relationship, there is something you can probably shift or see. I think life is all about choosing, right? It's a choice. If you want it bad enough, if you want to get healthy bad enough, if you want to make money bad enough, you're going to find the time to make it happen. So find a way. I'm not going to go into too much detail on that because I think that it should make sense. If not, I'll definitely just message me. And then the second one is money. So, I don't have enough money to do X, Y, Z, whether it's to go on a holiday or whether to, purchase something to improve your health, for example, and things like that. So again, I think about my mother in this situation, coming to this country. I'm not going to try and remember how many years ago now. She still looks really young, by the way. Thanks for asking. And basically she came here and she would say to me something that really stuck with me, which was, even when my bank account was near zero, I just knew intuitively that it would pop up. I'd find the money to do what I wanted. And I thought, gee, Mum, that's wise of you. So, even as a student, she always believed that money wasn't an issue. It would just come, she would either find a job. She probably I think she worked 3 jobs. I don't know how she did it. But she made it happen. And that's really important because when you want to find a way, you are going to find a way to do that. that is the belief part of it. And if you don't, then you're not going to do it, because if you don't believe it, and as I said earlier, if you've just joined, like Tony Robbins said, basically your potential is capped by your belief. If you believe here, that's all it's going to be. So why not change it? It doesn't cost anything. Beliefs are free, but you got to believe it. And that's where I guess self-development comes in, and conviction, and asking yourself why you want to do it. So lastly, I wanted to bring up something about people's dreams. I think that as kids, we dream big. Well, at least, within what we can conceptualize. And then it's like a kid, the analogy of, a kid playing in a puddle. When you're a kid, you're going to jump on the puddle. You're not going to worry about what happens. But as adults, we lose that sort of edginess. We basically avoid the puddle altogether. So with dreams, it's the same thing. I remember when I looked at careers, for example, I've got to go soon, guys. I've got a few things cooking. I actually got muffins cooking as well. Don't know if you guys like cooking at all, but I just need to sustain the brain. And what's my train of thought? Yeah. So basically, if you're, thanks for that. Cool. All right. If you have something you want to do, you got to believe it's possible for you. I didn't think it was possible to have an online business for a normal person. I admit, I thought that maybe you need something like, connections, you need to look a certain way, you need to say a certain thing, and potentially for some industries you do, but they're going to be industries that suit you and your strengths. And if you don't believe it, you're not going to do it at all. So for example, I'm talking about like my business is a health and wellness business where we, we're talking to people and, really helping people improve and take control of their health. But if you, for example, think you're never good at math, or you're never, you're not going to do trading or cryptocurrency or real estate or Airbnb, I tell you, if you did Airbnb, it would have been quite lucrative at the beginning. You wouldn't even touch it. But there are people much, 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 I wouldn't say lower, but you have, say, more skill than them and they're doing it. Yeah, high school dropouts that I'm making money doing things that involve math, for example. As a kind of a, and I think about a conversation I had with a friend years ago, and he was a musician, and a very talented musician at that. And I was asking him, or he was asking me about my opinion on, he wanted to go overseas at the time and join a German orchestra and really blow his career up, like here in Australia, music's great, but he really wanted to take it up another level with the Berlin Philharmonica. So for those of you that know, it's one of the best orchestras in the world. And he could absolutely have nailed it and done it. But when I asked him and he asked me about it, I said, yes, go for it. And he said, well, I think I need to like give it a little bit more time. I need to get more money. There you go. And I said, well, just do it and then sort it out later, or, just do it. It's an opportunity. You get the money back, you get the time back. You just need to believe and do it. And to this day, I still feel like he didn't believe in himself. And that's why he basically put up excuses and he pulled back from the opportunity. It was out of fear, moving overseas and not actually taking the opportunity forward. So this is something that maybe not everyone can relate to, but I feel everyone can relate to something where you've got an opportunity there, you've got to grab it. And if you don't grab it, sometimes you feel like you're not good enough, when the reality is that, well, one, you are good enough, and the other reality is that there are people that are not as good as you who've done it. And I feel that if that doesn't, so sometimes you need the stick. If the carrot doesn't tempt you, just know that there are people out there, think about this, there are people out there that are not as good as you doing amazing things that you feel you can't do. So that's sink in for a little bit. And I'll leave you guys with a last I'll leave you guys with a last parting story. When I first started, talking to people on social media, when I started to build a following on Instagram, for example, I admit that I thought that, who really wants to maybe hear some of the things I have to say? I haven't, done this yet. Haven't done it yet. And you know, who needs what I have? And I remember even recently, you know, I get comments over the time, not the beginning, but gradually that, you know, hey Andrew, you know, I'm really encouraged by positivity, by what you do, and that was really flattering. And then there was a kid on TikTok where he said to me, it was a video where basically he was saying, the TikTok guy was saying, would you rather have $5 million or would you rather die? Got 50. If you just joined, this sounds pretty random, but basically he said, you roll a dice, you got a 50-50 chance of dying, 50% chance of dying, 50% chance of getting $5 million. And the kid made a TikTok video saying that, and he said, well, I don't care, I would do it. I would take the gamble, I might die. And I said to him, oh, you know, you're really brave. And he said to me, well, I don't care, because if I get $5 million, I'm dead. I mean, if I get $5 million, I'm happy. If I die, I'm also happy. And I said, well, and this was like a 13-year-old kid, and I felt really sad because, well, I mean, no one at any age should feel that way, but he was so sad, and then he said to me, you know, Andrew, your video is really, your positivity and your content makes me happy and encourages me. And that's why no matter what, like, I will keep doing what I do, because it didn't occur to me that people were watching, and hey Agatha, it didn't occur to me that what I was doing actually was helping people. And you often won't see that until maybe like a kid, someone says that to you, and obviously he wasn't happy, and I felt really, and I felt really glad that I could give him something, and that strengthened my belief that what I was doing was the right thing. So, hey, yeah, I mean, you just joined, but I've got ahead, but basically I was just saying that, basically whatever you believe is the limit of what you can do. So if you believe this much about yourself, you're only going to get this much. So it's free to turn up your belief, because then you're going to get more. So if you want to, you know, if you want a big life for yourself, if you want to travel, if you want a really nice relationship, then go for it. Just do it. Even if like you don't maybe believe that you're worthy, or you're not good enough for that person, or you don't have the money or the time, just try it and do it, because it's really, that really sunk in for me. And I was just giving examples of how it really, how in my life and people that I've known, I've seen that belief shift. So I gave examples of social media. You know, I have 2 Instagram accounts now and 2 TikToks, and I wouldn't think that posting and being active on all those platforms is possible a year ago, for example. But when I changed what I believed, and you know, what I could do in an hour, then I found that I was doing a lot more just by changing that mindset. And I gave the example of money too. Like, if you want something bad enough, you will find a way to get it. I'm sure you can relate to anything in your life. Like, if you want a relationship enough or whatever, you're gonna do something for it. You're gonna go out more. You're gonna find a job that funds whatever. So yeah, I won't go into too much detail on it, but yeah, happy to chat later, and hope you're doing really, really good. It's really hot here actually. I hope Slovakia is a lot nicer, well, cooler. It's like, yeah, soon I'm not going to be wearing anything on these lives. So anyway, good to chat, and I hope that everyone has a fantastic day. Hello. Yes. I will see you next time, guys. Appreciate it.